welcome class 11 commerce students. Here I have come with some more transactions from where we will identify the two accounts hidden in this transaction, and from that we will decide which one is credit and which one is debit, which account is to be debited and which account is to be credited. So without delay, let's start the class. See, three transactions are given to you. First one is, to begin with the first one, sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. So in this transaction, sold goods for cash, two accounts are hidden. First one is goods and second one is cash. Goods and cash. But since in my earlier class I have told you that we will not use the term goods account. Either we will use purchase account for purchase of good and goods account sales account for sales of goods. For purchase of good we will use purchase account, and for sales of good we will use sales account. So this is sales of good. So the account involved in this transaction is sales, and the second account involved in this transaction is cash. Sales and cash. Sales of goods. For sales of goods, sales accounts is involved, and cash. It is sold in cash. So sales and cash are the two accounts involved in this transaction. Sales and cash. Now one by one I will tell you what are the types of account. Now first of all we are having sales account. Sales of goods, we are having sales account. Now sales account. Sales indicate income. It indicates income. So here income means nominal account. Income is nominal account. According to the rules of nominal account, all the incomes and gains are credited. All the incomes and gains are credited. So definitely this sales account will be credited. The sales account will be credited. This is a nominal account. Nominal account indicates income, so it will be credit. And cash. Cash is coming in. Through sales of anything, we are getting cash. So there is an income of cash. When cash is coming in, because cash is a real account, it is a real account, and because cash is coming in, so as per the rule of the real account, when cash is coming in, it will be debit. When cash is coming in, it will be debit. D or DR. DR is the indication, is the symbol used for debit. So cash is debit and sales is credit. Why cash is debit? I am again telling you, because cash is coming in. When we are selling something, we are getting cash. That's why cash will be debit. And the next one is sales of good. For sales of good, we are using sales account. And sales is an income. All incomes are credit in nominal account. That's why sale is a credit. Sale will be credit. So these are the two debit and credit, two accounts, debit and credit, following the golden rules or applying the golden rules. Now second transaction. Coming to the second transaction. Second transaction is sold goods to Atul. Sold goods to Atul. Please see carefully that in this transaction no cash is there. No cash is there. Sold goods to Atul. Now Atul, the name is mentioned. That means this indicates that this is not a cash transaction. This is not a cash transaction. This is a credit transaction. Why? The previous transaction is a cash transaction because goods were sold for cash. But the second transaction is a credit transaction because goods were sold but not for cash. That's why party's name is mentioned over here. Atul is the debtor. Atul is the debtor. That's why name of Atul is mentioned. It is not a cash transaction. It is a credit transaction. Please try to understand the difference between cash transaction and credit transaction. In case of cash transaction, directly you will be given that sold goods for cash or purchased goods for cash. But this transaction transaction is a credit transaction. That's why the name of the party is mentioned. Sold goods to Atul. That means goods are not sold in cash. This is not a cash transaction, but this is a credit transaction. That's why party's name is mentioned. Debtor's name is mentioned. This is the debtor Atul, to whom goods has been sold. So what will be the to account? Instead of cash account, Atul account will be used. So Atul, and second one is sales of goods. So first one was cash and sales. In the first transaction, sold goods for cash. It was cash and sales, and sold goods to Atul. The two accounts will be Atul and sales. See the difference in these two transactions. Clearly, please notice the difference in these two transactions. Here it was cash because it was a cash transaction, and here is the name of the debtor because it is a credit transaction and no mention of cash is there. It is a credit transaction. That's why the name of the debtor Atul is directly coming as the name of the account. Now Atul account will be personal account. This will be personal account, and cash is a real account. Cash is a real account. Now follow the golden rule of real account and personal account and decide that which one will be debit and which one will be credit. Now according to golden rule, debit the receiver and credit the giver. Debit the receiver and credit the giver. So following the rule here, sales is an income, sales is real account, so it will be credit because sales is not a real account. I have made a mistake over here. It will be a nominal account. It will be a nominal account. Sorry, here I have written nominal account. Sales is a nominal account, and according to the rule of the nominal account, all the income will be credited. All the income will be credited. That's why it is a credit. And Atul will be debit. He is a debtor. This will be debit. It is a personal account. This will be debit. He is receiving the goods. He is the receiver. That's why he will be treated as debit. Follow this carefully. Follow the difference carefully. Debit is the receiver. That's why Atul is debit, personal account, and sales is nominal account. Following the nominal account, it is an income. That's why it will be credit. Coming to the last transaction. I hope you have understood the difference of the two transactions. Now coming to the last transaction, that is cash deposited into bank. Cash deposited into bank. Very clearly you can notice that there are two accounts involved in this transaction. There are two accounts involved in this transaction. One is bank and the other one is cash. One is bank and the other one is cash. Bank is a personal account and cash is a real account. Bank is a personal account and cash is a real account. First, you clearly distinguish the two accounts and the type of accounts. Cash deposited into bank. Two accounts involved is, one is bank and the other one is cash. Bank is a personal account and cash is a real account. Now, bank will be debited and cash will be credited. Why? I give you the logic. Bank will be D and cash will be C. Why? Because in bank, asset is increasing. We are depositing the money in bank. Bank is getting the money. And here debit is the receiver. Following the personal account rule for golden rule, debit is the receiver. That's why bank is debit, because bank is getting the money as a deposit. The asset of the bank is getting increased. That's why bank will be debit. Whereas the cash, in case of cash, cash is a real account. What goes out will be credit. Cash is going out from the hand. Cash is decreasing from the hand. That's why cash will be credit. So bank is debit, cash is credit. This is the logic of debit and credit. This is the application of double entry system in case of this transaction. Bank asset is increasing, cash is coming in, that's why it is debit, it is a personal account, whereas cash will be credit because cash is decreasing from the hand, it is going out. According to the real account, it will be credit because cash is going out. So these are the logic of these three transactions. I hope you have understood this transaction. In my next class, I will come up with some more important transaction and I will let you know how you will identify the two accounts involved in those transactions, and with the application of golden rules, we will find out the debit and the credit items. Thanking you. Goodbye.